Okay, welcome back, folks, for what I think is chapter five now of our Meet Our Honors faculty. Today, I'm very happy and privileged to be joined by my colleague, Dr. Kimberly Murray. Dr. Murray is an associate professor of sociology here, as well as co-director of the Office of Teaching and Faculty Advancement. And thank you, Dr. Murray, for taking some time this morning to chat with us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime. So few standard questions as followers of our series have now gotten accustomed to. But we'll start with the where are you from and what brought you to Tammet?
Okay. Well, I'm from a very small town about a 30-minute drive away from A&M Texarkana called Maud, Texas. And what was the second part of the question?
Basically, what brought you to A&M?
Okay,
What
you'll
do you
have
do?
to edit this. Okay. So,
I'll get my people on it. Don't worry.
so I was born and raised in the region. And of course, my first college class was at Texarkana College and went off for undergrad and graduate school. And I always wanted to come back. I appreciate the town that kind of raised me, and I always wanted to come back to my hometown and region and make it a better place.
Okay, I didn't realize that your first class was at TC. That's fun.
Yes. Oh,
And
yes.
that was, and then you went to Arkansas for your undergraduate. Is that right?
Yes, I went to the University of Arkansas Fayetteville for undergrad and my master's program. I had a sociology and criminal justice double major with a minor in English for undergrad. And then I went full sociology for the rest in graduate school. So I had my master's degree in sociology. And then I went to Norman, Oklahoma to OU for my PhD in sociology.
Okay. And OU is the University of Oklahoma. Is that correct?
Yes, the University of Oklahoma.
Just for our folks from maybe not in this region. It's dangerously outside the state of Texas for your schooling. Interesting.
Yes, yes.
Rivals. Yeah, I love that.
I followed the scholarships,
Yeah.
so they
Always
they appreciated having me there, and I was more than happy to go.
yeah, good advice. So that kind of dovetails with our next question. You mentioned some of the disciplines that you had gotten involved in, before settling, or I suppose focusing on sociology. So what got you interested in sociology, and what drove you to it?
Well, that was an accident. I started as a double major in mathematics and English because
Okay.
I thought, well, I was good at both on the ACT, might as well. So
Little
it was
humble
by
brag.
accident. Yeah, I needed 3 hours in the core for like my social behavioral science, and intro to sociology fit my schedule the best. And the rest is history. I fell in love with the discipline through that intro class. And then the sociology department there had a really good opportunity for students who took a double major in CJ and Soc.
Hmm.
There were a couple of classes that could count towards both. So you could technically take less classes and get 2 degrees. And I thought, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the topics that I studied in sociology have had like a CRIM or CJ focus. So like terrorism studies, looking at the US military, kind of dabbled in both fields. So it helped. I liked it. And then I just stayed with my English minor for fun because I liked reading all of the books in class.
I love it. Yeah, I think that's what ended up with me doing a history and government degree was that there was some overlap between like the electives and stuff. So
Yes.
it was still fun. I still took way too many hours, but I mean, never wasted. I never think a class is wasted. Education is good, but I exceeded the 120. Anyway, so since specifically we're talking about honors, and I know a little bit about your background in honors, but I was curious, what attracted you to joining the honors faculty here? I know you were in honors when you were an undergrad, but
Yes, I received an honors college fellowship from the University of Arkansas, which was a full ride plus books. I mean, it was an incredible scholarship. And so, of course, that's why I went. And as part of having that fellowship, I had to write an honors thesis and I had to take honors courses. And I also lived in an honors dorm. And so I was surrounded by honors students, I was surrounded by honors faculty. They had wonderful programs. Like they did this combined World Civ, World Lit class that was called H2P. And if you got through all 4 semesters of H2P, they would take you to Memphis and show you Graceland and Graceland 2, if that still exists. It's not a real tourist attraction. It's kind of
Yeah.
off the beaten path. But that's what you get with your honors faculty. You know, they know really cool stuff, and they take you on cool trips. And so anyways, that just changed my life. Like, some of my best friends now are because of the honors program at Fayetteville. And I talk, you know, I've got people that I know that have best-selling books, who have worked for National Geographic, who have just, you know, had some amazing experiences because of their preparation through honors. And so, of course, I wanted to be a part of that, just like I wanted to come back to Maud and give back and invest in the community that invested in me. I kind of want to do the same thing with honors here. It was such a great experience. The classes and the colloquiums were incredible. My peer network was incredible. They were actually reading the books, and they were interested in some of the things that I was interested in. And I've always just wanted to be a part of honors, just because it changed my life as an undergraduate.
I love it. Yeah, amen. Incidentally, and apropos of absolutely nothing, I love that they took you to Memphis.
Yes.
I think Graceland's actually really fascinating. I had a colleague when she was at Southeast Missouri State. She's now at UNT, and she taught a course on pilgrimage. And one of the things she did is she would take students down to Memphis, because it's about 2 hours from Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and to show them what a pilgrimage is like, you know,
Yeah.
people making a pilgrimage. I love it. Anyway, so you've spoken a little bit about your experience in honors and a little bit about what kind of attracted you to joining the honors faculty, which we're very pleased you have, by the way. And I will say, Dr. Murray has been a strong supporter of honors before we instituted the honors faculty, which only was in like the last 6 months. So, um, what would you like honors students to get out of their experience here at A&M Texarkana?
I just would like for them to have a unique honors experience, and be able to kind of make those connections with each other, their peers, make connections with really good faculty mentors. At A&M Texarkana, like, doing research is actually possible. I mean, I did research as an undergrad as a requirement, but it was hard for me to find a faculty member that wasn't already engaged in a really, you know, time intensive research project. And so, because, you know, our faculty come in knowing that teaching and helping students is our priority, number one priority. I think the honors faculty are like that, but times two. You know, they really want to help those students. They can, you know, get their foot in the door with research, and there's really that opportunity for that mentorship that I think, as a regional university, as a place with decent student and faculty ratios, we can do that. But really, just the connections and the relationships, and their own lived experiences, you know, connecting with the course content, connecting with their lived experiences, connecting with each other, finding their faculty mentors to support them. I want them to feel a part of something like bigger than themselves, and I want them to feel the joy of learning with like a peer or a cohort group under faculty that are really committed to the honors college.
Yeah, no, amen. Totally agree. I was telling, we had an honors recruitment, a dinner for incoming honor students on Tuesday, and one of the things I was talking about was, yeah, the importance of that small kind of class environment. You know, in honors, we try to keep our classes to about 20 students or so, and in some cases smaller, in some cases bigger if we have to, but because it is just so fundamentally different just in that environment, especially if they are all honors students for the most part, and you can have that kind of cohort model, but and then yeah, distilling it down to even one-on-one kind of mentorship relationships and everything. And then it always gives me an opportunity to beat up on the other universities I've worked at where my class 60
Yeah,
to
I really think the smaller classes and the colloquium style prepares you for graduate school. I mean, I came into a master's and PhD program with a ton of undergraduate experience, and it really did help me adjust to graduate school as well. So,
yeah, I think that's 100% true. All right.
yeah.
The last question, last canned question we have, we can chat if we like. Is there anything you wish you knew as a student? Like anything that, you know, you could tell your younger self, I guess.
Yes. So, coming from a small town, I was the top of my class of about 28 to 30 students. But I came in with not a lot of confidence in my abilities. I came from a very small, kind of insulated, rural setting, and I'm thrown into this honors college and this honors dorm with people who had been to private schools and had tutors for their SATs. And they were asked, we were all together. So we're sharing all of our experiences. So I was really intimidated. I was also a first generation college student. And so that added to kind of the level of I felt a little overwhelmed. And I wish I would have been more confident in myself. And I wish I would have been as confident as some of my peers. I came in, we had a 2-year honors program we could pick or a 4-year honors program we could pick. And I picked the 4-year mainly because I just really liked those classes. Like the 4-year, you just had to take more honors classes. And I'm gonna brag on myself because I did not have confidence on it as an undergrad, but I graduated as the top 4-year honor student in my college. And I came from I would say a pretty humble background, and I came in without an ounce of confidence in my abilities to study and compete with this peer cohort of honor students. And so I wish I just would have believed in myself more, been confident, know that I didn't have to be perfect all the time, know that my professors would have met with me and answered my questions, even though I felt like they were silly questions or things I should already know. I wish I knew how much they were rooting for us. And I got there, my junior and senior year, I did realize all of that. And I did have these connections set up, but, had I walked in the door day one, that would have really changed freshman year for me because I was really stressed out and I was really scared about losing my scholarship, and I was scared I wouldn't be able to measure up to all of these other honor students.
That's great advice. I mean, it's something that we do try to impart to the students. That, you are here for a reason. You're part of the honors college for a reason. Believe that you can do it. And yeah, that's fabulous. Again, this is about you, not me, but it's just an interesting contrast. I was a terrible student in high school, really terrible, and I think I graduated like 230th out of 229. Like I was bad, and but I did well senior year, and so I went to college with like a barely 2.0 GPA, no scholarships, nothing. But I was utterly convinced that I was like one of the smartest people I knew. So I didn't lack for the confidence part. I lacked for the achievement part.
Oh, that's good though. You had the confidence. So probably has helped you. Probably your trajectory was a little bit easier on you than mine.
It probably was as unearned as it was in my case. But fantastic. Is there anything else you want to share with our, I will say, thousands of viewers, hundreds of viewers, hundreds of thousands of viewers?
I would just say that, sociology is a fairly small program on campus. And recently we've switched to a lot more like online types of studies, and that might not be conducive for like an honors student, but I'm open to independent studies. I'm open to offering special topics courses with honors so that students can get what they really want and what they really need out of our program. So, we are small, but we are mighty. And I'm more than happy to work with students. If it's not the modality that they're wanting, I'm open to offering the modality that they want. If it's not the course topic that they're looking for, I'm open to, we have a special topics. We have, I think it's called an independent study. I'd have to double check, but we have a couple of courses that allow us to offer a variety of topics under them. And so I'm more than happy to do that. If you have any students that are looking for kind of a specific topic, I don't know if I'll get as specific as the sociology of Taylor Swift. I don't know that I can do that. But I've published in the music and nostalgia and music festivals and things like that. So I think I could justify offering something on music at least. But I'm happy to work with them and just have them communicate with me, or you communicate with me. And sociology, we have a lot to offer to students, and we're flexible.
Okay, well, I may be coming to you possibly for a team taught spring course then. So we'll see.
Okay, fun.
But anyhow, thank you once again, Dr. Murray, for joining us, and I will go ahead and get this uploaded to our YouTube channel. I'm not sure when it will debut. I've been trying to put them out monthly. That's the idea, and so I'm not sure where this falls in the distribution, but it will be out there eventually. And
Okay, wonderful.
all right, thank you, folks. We will see
All
you
right.
next time.